What is up, guys and gals, and guys? Space Unicorns here, bringing you some hot frag action. Today, guys, we're going to be doing this. We're talking about update 1.9.9, talking about what the buffs, nerfs, and changes are that we want to happen in this update, as well as the new character and possibly new maps that are coming as well. So with that being said, let's start simple here. We're going to start with what we know is coming in the update. We know for a fact that we are getting a new character. His name is Hubble. He has come from outer space, and for some reason he has magical stuff that makes the OG character strong. I don't know. Now, what do we want from this character? I think his weapon's going to be similar to Zap Girl, and honestly, I think that's a good kind of mix for a character such as that. With that being said, his ultimate ability is a bit more difficult to try and pin down. What I would like it to be is an anti-gravity field. Remember how he kind of slammed the flag down, and everybody around him could jump and got like power-ups? That'd be super cool if that was like what was going on. I would love it low gravity with a jump button. That'd be such a fresh twist to the gameplay for Frag Pro Shooter. Now, with that being said, I don't know if it's going to happen, but that would be really, really cool. As far as Hubble goes, he looks like an interesting character. He looks kind of like, he's obviously defense, but he looks kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. He looks familiar. It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe in some way, shape, or form he's related to Volcano, Slimer, and Frost. I don't know. But I digress. Now, what else do we expect this update? I expect there to be new maps, obviously. Frag's been doing this pretty much every single update where they give us a fresh map, which is very, very cool. I really appreciate that. Now, we're going to get into here some other stuff. Let's get into buffs and nerfs. Let's start with the nerfs. There are two, actually, yeah, I'd say two nerfs that must happen this update. First nerf is Piper Reese. This card needs to be put in check, and if it is not, it will ruin your game. I'm sorry, this card is very, very broken. You cannot have a card that can control the entire field from one spot on the map without any effort or skill at all, and that's what she is. I love the card, but she is way too strong. Second thing that needs to change is Cthulhu. Cthulhu should not have went unchanged as long as he did. I understand the Fragiversary stuff is always your biggest update, but that card needed touched up, and it's past due. No card should be able to stop everything on their side of the field. So, how do you fix this? Well, Piper Reese, I think you need to reduce her health. Ultimate ability, I'd leave as is probably, but I would greatly reduce the damage that her primary weapon does. Now I'm talking about combined damage, so the splash from the explosion and the hit. Combined, lower it. Now, as far as Cthulhu goes, he needs a reduction in health. He needs the number of pads he can put down to be limited. I would go as low as 2. He should not be able to put more than that, and they should have a timer on them. That is why he is so broken. That should not be able to block an entire side of the field without any effort at all. Now, let's get into some other buffs, nerfs that we want to see. I would like to see Jaeger get touched up. Jaeger's issue, while better, has not been fixed. He needs to be dialed in and tuned up to fit the gameplay so that he's not basically a solo team wipe. He's still capable of doing it in the right hands, and I think that a good player will tell you that. Now, let's get into some buffs that I want to see. We saw in the trailer Dan. Dan needs to be buffed to the moon. It is time the OG Fraggers got some love from the Frag devs, and Dan the man is way past due. I hope that he gets more health, more damage, a more effective ultimate ability, faster, and yeah, just overall, make that card broken. I would love a Dan meta. Second thing I saw was Big Paku. Big Paku is a really cool character. I think if you increase his health, decrease his reload time, I'd honestly cut his reload time in half, and perhaps increase his walking speed just a little bit, or increase his damage, and you'll find this card to be very, very balanced. Freesby, I do not like Freesby. Her firing mechanic does not work effectively and is not good in all situations. Anytime you're fighting an elevated platform, this card will lose. It's because of where the shot originates on the character, and I think this can be fixed, and I think it's something they should look into fixing. Jet. I would love a Jet buff. I would like her firing ability to be easier to hit. I think if they did this, this would make her a much better overall card for the field of play. Now, as far as those cards go, that's just kind of the buffs I want to see. Maybe we'll get them, maybe we won't. But now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The problems that need to be addressed. Problem number 1, matchmaking. Your matchmaking is very, very bad, Frag. You have made it, because of the way the character multipliers go, and I mean this, like I said, I love your game, but this is a problem. Because of the character multipliers, a lower level player does not have much of a chance against a higher level player. That's just the simple truth, and because of this, your matchmaking looks really, really bad. I think that if you wanted to fix the matchmaking, that level multiplier would either need to be removed or your groupings would need to be tighter. Now, I understand your player base is hurting right now, and the reason for that is because of this. The players love Frag, but they don't love facing big-time spenders every single game. Now, with that being said, that moves into the second issue that needs to be addressed. The last Frag Powers event was not possible to be completed unless you spent money. You need to step back from the pay-to-win side of the gameplay. I understand you want money. That's a basic business model. I get it. But at the same time, you have to realize there's not a lot of big spenders. There's a lot of little spenders out there. Those little spenders are leaving your game because they can't afford to put the big money in, because you've made it impossible for them to get things like Frag Powers. And this is something that needs to be addressed. I understand. I get it. You're a business. You want to make money. I get it. But we need to address this issue so that your player base can grow. Right now, your player base is down to almost nobody. I play the same 12 people every single day. And that's not okay. I miss the days of Frag where I could play anybody, where I'd get 70, 80 different opponents. And Frag's really hurting in this area right now, in my opinion. And part of that is because it geared so far towards pay to win that it crossed that threshold for those players who are just the casuals. They're not necessarily casual. They're still playing a lot of games, but they're not spending huge money. They can't enjoy the game because of how imbalanced they are. Now, as far as the other bugs and stuff that need to get fixed, there's a lot of them, but they are less than before, and the devs have done a relatively good job at fixing the bugs in the overall game's performance. Now, I would love to know your thoughts on this update down below. I'd like to know what you guys want to have happen, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, and I will see you Legends next time. Bye-bye.